That damn Justin Herbert.
It's good.
That being said, if I had to take a side of the ball that I want to defend Justin Herbert, it would be that Browns defense. But holy smokes.
Couldn't stop anybody yesterday. They were just trading shot for shot. And
Basically, the only way you didn't score if you were in the NFL yesterday is just if your offense is just horrible.
yeah, pretty much.
Because like there was no defense. Nobody. Holy smokes. I mean, think about this. Cincinnati could be 4-1 easily.
Yeah, for sure.
And we still still Cincinnati.
Oh, I don't feel that way.
Right.
I'm not feeling that way with them. No. I think that they should be pretty happy with where they're at.
They actually look pretty decent. But the thing that is confusing to me, like just watching these games, is this. Dude, every other team that has a speed guy, right? And I'm talking about a guy that they brought in, a guy, whatever. They are running down the field, right? They're not running bubble screen. Jamar Chase is running. Every time I see him, he's running down the field.
I was just like referring to Jalen. Are you bringing this back to Jalen Waddle?
Waddle, yes.
Here's the thing, though, dude.
Crossing routes and button hooks and all that stuff.
No. Yeah, I get you, but Waddle still had a bad game yesterday. I mean, like
yes.
that's the facts of it. Like we could sit here and say they're misusing him and all this stuff. We can make every excuse under the sun for him, but that dude is the number 6 pick overall and is got questionable hands thus far in the start of his NFL career. Caused an interception yesterday, which was rough. You know, not a great throw to him in the end zone to start off the game, but like catchable. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like, all right, you know, star receiver, which is what you're hoping he's going to be. But, you know, pick up the backup quarterback, and it almost felt like the game was doomed from there because, you know, I don't know about you, Leroy. I've been watching Tom Brady a long time. I feel like you've been watching Tom Brady a long time too. You give up, you don't let touchdown opportunities slip through your fingers when you're taking on Tom Brady because when you're settling for field goals, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. But it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway because there was a penalty.
That's true. That did end up being a pass interference, but even still.
Now, but what did happen? Here's what happens in that situation. You catch the ball, you get another shot at it because now they're going to bring you back 5 yards or whatever.
Right.
They don't just decline it. They decline it. You got to kick the field goal. So it was going to be third and goal from the 15,
right?
Versus kicking a field goal from there anyway. So I'm not like, yeah, he didn't catch the ball, but that circumstance saying he dropped the football now.
But I'm wondering, with this though, like if this is a catching issue that he's got going on, like is this been part of the reason why they haven't let him loose so far? Like, do they not trust him enough in these situations?
Hold on.
What?
That situation with Jamar Chase, the first game, they threw it to him 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what it is. Look, you can't. Here's the situation. If you go through every player in the NFL, you can do what you're doing with Jalen Waddle. Okay? The fact of the matter is you brought him in to do X, then let's see if he can do X.
Okay, but Leroy, his hands have been super questionable lately. Or not even lately to start off his career.
Okay, put him in the situation where you know for a fact, right? I think, and I believe this, that a lot of young receivers that have to go through the middle of the field and run stuff like that are playing in a position where they're not accustomed to getting blown up, right? That has a lot to do with it. And that's why I always say, yeah, football looks great in minicamp. Football looks great in training camp. But the whole point of being a wide receiver or being a running back is Can you do that while getting hit?
Sure, and that's kind of been the big
So
difference though between him and Chase,
and
because Chase had an awful preseason and an awful camp, and was talking about the can't see the ball as well,
right,
and has been amazing in the regular season.
sure, he has. But if you notice, every time you see Jamar Chase catching a football, what is he doing? Going down the
Yeah, he's
sideline.
willy nilly.
He's running routes that would enable him to use his speed.
It's just got it's getting. I think for the Dolphin fan, it's got to be getting old seeing
Yeah,
guys, all rookies all over the league or second year guys all over the league in positions that you took, and other guys who you could have had by either not trading down or or selected or were in a position to take the other guy. And you look at like what Greg Rousseau's doing for Buffalo, even though I think Jalen Phillips has looked better week after week. I do think that we are seeing improvement there, which is nice. But Greg Rousseau's, coming out like a gangbuster to start this thing. Herbert's the obvious one. Noah Benogany's a healthy scratch. I mean,
that is that right there. Like, I'm having a hard time believing
it's a disaster.
you're a first round pick and you can't help this team at all.
Nope, not at all.
That is like the only way I can see you being a first round pick and being a healthy scratch is if you're a quarterback and they just need another play and you're like third on the depth chart or whatever, right? Because you're a project. But there ain't a position on the field where you drafted as high as Noah was and you don't find a way to get him on the field to get him acclimated to NFL football. Like, how bad do you have to be?
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where he's got to be. I mean, it's obviously at a really bad spot because they don't make him active any week, and whenever Flo's asked about it, he goes, "I'm going to do what's best for the team."
And I got to tell you, I'm like, I sent you guys a text yesterday. I said, all the years I played, I'd never been a healthy scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant they thought I could do something, even if I had no carries, no catches. That meant that the coach said, oh, this guy can help us win in some capacity.
Right.
I can't believe, you know how hard it is to not activate a first rounder when, think about what you're saying about the guy you selected. If you're making him a healthy scratch.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, like, again, week after week, Chris Greer has to be watching this team, has to be sweating it out with all these assets that he was able to acquire, and he doesn't look like he nailed on any of them. Any of them. Noah doesn't play. They've already switched Austin Jackson's position, and Tua Tagovailoa is injured.
Now, switching the offensive lineman, I'm not going to chalk that up to just because he's not playing the position that you want. There's a lot of left tackles that are playing guard now or right tackle. So I'm gonna give that time, but
it's not what they envisioned for him.
You can't keep having these conversations about guys who you expect to come in and play right away. You can't. We've already had about two guys, right? You possibly throwing a third guy in there that was drafted in the last couple of years. So, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Of one of the three, you got to say, well, at least they hit it on this one. None of them?
Nope.
Still got questions about Tua? Nobody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The only guy who looks like they are shooting up right now is Jalen. Like, Jalen's in week 5. He looks like every week I feel like, all right, he's getting his first sack. Like, he's doing something exciting. Like, all right, he looks like he's legitimately developing every week. But, yeah, out of all these picks that they've had, for the majority of them, no. Like, there's not a great feeling about any of them. I mean, maybe we're gonna cross our fingers right now and say Jalen Waddle's a misuse thing. They still haven't quite unleashed him yet. He's playing with a backup quarterback. Yeah, but there's also been bad miscues too. There's also been bad mistakes by him too.
Yeah.
It's not great, Bob.
I mean, let's look at the reality of it. Okay. you have 3 first rounders that you have questions about. I'm a kind of taper that a little bit with the offensive lineman and Jalen Waddle because I mean, look, I want to see him use his speed on it. I want to see him create mismatches and just running across the field.
Yeah,
when
but you got,
somebody else.
But you've said Austin Jackson's a bum, dude. Like I don't understand why you're giving him this pass because he's been kicked in.
Yes, it does help. It does help. We don't know. Like you probably don't want to be doing this early in his career, but it happens. You know, like yeah, wherever they had him playing, he was terrible. There's no question about it. But let's look at it this way. You got Devontae Parker. We all have to pray over the rosary beads that he's even able to play.
It is a tradition like any other. The Devontae Parker hamstrings have tightened.
Right.
That means it is fall.
It'd be different if he ran a 4.2, though.
It is officially autumn.
Right, yep.
The leaves change and Devontae Parker's hammies tighten up. Changes of the season.
You got Devontae Parker, you got Noah, you got Austin Jackson, you got Jalen Waddle. Like, you got Jalen Phillips, he was healthy scratch early in the year.
No, it wasn't healthy scratch. They just didn't play. They didn't give him any snaps. He's never been scratched.
They didn't give him any snaps. All right? I mean, holy smokes. Like, everybody can't have – look, you can't have a story with all your first rounders. You know, you can have a story with a couple of them. But every single first rounder in the last how many years – Minka's not even here anymore.
Nope.
Right? Every first rounder has an explanation or a contract or some kind of contract flaw. Like Tua was health.
Right. Well, and even with Minka, like a big thing with Minka was all we heard when he was drafted was the character, the leadership,
how versatile he was,
how versatile he's going to be, and none of that panned out for him. Now he's still been, good with Pittsburgh, but. All right, they flipped that. They were still able to get a first-round pick. Good. So you're almost giving a mulligan on him, and that guy doesn't play. Tom Brady threw for 411 yards, 5 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette, he had 110 total yards and a TD. Antonio Brown, 7 catches, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 6 catches, 113 yards, 2 TDs. They were just doing whatever they wanted on offense. It was complete annihilation from them.
I hate to say it, but basically it was a get your stats right game.
Yep. It was.
Everybody got theirs. There's no complaints. There's no complaints on the Tampa Bay side about guys not getting enough footballs.
Nope. It was not
enough to pass around.
If you had a Buccaneer on fantasy, you were probably good yesterday. You were probably in a good spot.
Even Bernard.
Yep.
Giovanni Bernard.
For the Dolphins, stat-wise, Jacoby Brissett, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. Not really. That one wasn't really on him. He did nearly leave the game with a hamstring injury. Thought it was going to be Sinnott to win it there for a second. Myles Gaskin, he had a nice game. He had 99 total yards. He had two touchdowns. Preston Williams, who was launched into action because of the many injuries on the wide receiver core. He had 3 catches, 60 yards. What's up with Preston Williams and Devontae Parker? What's the deal with them? They don't have good games together? Like, it's as soon as one gets hurt, the other one flourishes, and once the other guy gets hurt, the other guy flourishes. They don't have good games. They don't have good games together.
They both can't really play at the same time. They're both the same guy. So if you play them both at the same time, you'd just be throwing jump balls up for a whole game.
I guess. It's just a funny thing.
Neither one of them ever gets separation.
They never have good stats together. They're always as soon as one guy's out, the other guy flourishes.
That is what you would call, from the Dolphins' perspective, a liar game. You know what that is?
Do tell.
A looter in a riot.
Oh.
Let's see. So-and-so had a good game. So-and-so had a good liar.
I think Gaskin had a legit good game. I think Gaskin had a legit good game. Like they got it close, and then it was just takeoff time once they got to the
never really felt like you were in a position where you had to score, right? Where you were facing a defense that legitimately have to stop you. It was always, well, we've scored this time. We can.
When they got to within a score, I thought that was a good drive by them. I thought there was a lot of key plays. Maybe you want to say that Tampa was also very banged up on defense. Like, they had a lot of injuries. So maybe you want to say that was Fugazi. I think it was a good drive. I thought there was some good stuff I thought the offense had some good things that were going on. Some good respectively for what they have been doing, which was absolute poop. The defense to me was the worst part of this game.
Right.
By far.
Which you never, if you're the Dolphins and you're a Dolphins fan, you never want to come in Monday morning and say the Dolphins D had a bad game.
Yep.
Because that's kind of that's putting your best foot forward. And they probably couldn't have played any worse. Terrible
Performance by them. But they're just finding new ways. They're finding new ways. So their turnover streak came to an end. 26 straight games with a turnover. That's over. Can finally.
And you know what? To be honest with you,
stupid stat.
It should be over. You know why? Because when you talk about that turnover streak, the one thing that you would say is one of the reasons why it's so awesome is because it keeps you in every game. But when you get blown out, I don't want to hear about your turnover streak. Like, no. Especially if they would have got a turnover yesterday. Really?
Oh, by the way, there's some breaking news. Apparently, Manny Diaz just said on Joe Rosa's show that D.R. King is done for the season. He needs shoulder surgery. Yep, shoulder surgery. So that is a huge bummer for D.R. King.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, Little John. D.R. King done for the year. He has to have shoulder surgery. So that's horrible.
Who has a better chance of turning it around? The Dolphins or the Canes?
Define turnaround.
Win some games. Like, neither one, the way they're playing right now, neither one of these teams is, you can go into a game saying, oh, we got this one, right? So I ask you, going into this week, well, the Canes play North Carolina, right?
Yeah, but North Carolina just lost to Florida State, didn't they? They're not good.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, they're not good.
Hold on. North Carolina's no good. Jacksonville's no good. Who do you think has a better chance of winning?
I go with the Dolphins. Because, like, do you see what's going on with Jacksonville? Like, now Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence are throwing each other under the bus after the game. It's just like they can't get – like, when you think it can't get worse for Jacksonville, it gets worse.
The two guys you don't want arguing are now arguing.
It's unbelievable. Like, the Jacksonville Jaguars, you like, oh, it's just like they lose. Like, no. The Lions just find a way to lose. Like, they're going out there, they're trying, they're going for 2-point conversions. Man Campbell's here crying up on the podium. I feel terrible for him. But at least they're trying. Like, the Jaguars are losing, and they're a national embarrassment. There's a difference. There's a difference, my friends. Can I get a crying Dan Campbell after the Lions loss? I feel terrible for Dan Campbell. Guy cares so much.
It's real to him, damn it.
It's real to him, damn it. Yeah. First of all, he gets up on this podium, right? He's a behemoth, you know, just giant muscles, big jawline, but he has got Leroy.
He says big jawline.
This guy, he's got the puffy cheeks, all red. His eyes are watered, and his hat is just kind of off to the side and like just the saddest hat position it could be in because the hat looks real tiny on him, like he's a little boy, and you know he goes for two. He gives his Lions lead. Big onions from Man Campbell. I give him credit. You know, they've already lost this year on a 66-yard field goal. They lose again to the Vikings. They're winless. And he's beside himself after the game.
When you see your players give all that they have and you lose that way, it's tough. Jeez. You know, you don't want that for them. So, but we'll be better for it. You know, and there again, credit Minnesota, but you know, we made the one mistake that cost us, and so ultimately, we didn't do enough to win. But I was proud of them, and I love the fight they have in them, and I love the grit.
Man,
it's still real to me, damn it!
Broken man right there. Oof.
Hey. Oh no, I think they're in the locker room. Hey, is Coach out there crying?
Bro, you think like he's definitely crying to them in the speech afterwards. It's okay, man. He's calling them men. Okay. No, he definitely is, dude. He definitely is.
He ain't crying.
Dude, he's not crying because of a question from Chris Mortensen. He's definitely crying in front of his team, and then he gets out there.
He said he ain't crying from no.
A little Brian Flores after the game. Dolphins lost 45-17 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, dropping them to 1-4 on the year. Losers of 4 straight after squeaking one out in Foxborough to open up the season. Then they lose Tua Tagovailoa, who we think is coming back this week. Although I got to say, we're still going to roll Jesse Davis out there at right tackle, huh? Even with Tua coming back and that being his blind side, like, we're going to do that again? I just want to know, like, if we're gonna if we can have just a meeting here for a second, we're gonna do that again. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, because I think they fixed the left side seemingly with Eichenberg and Austin Jackson. I think it looked better, but Jesse Davis was still awful yesterday. Anyway, here's a little bit of Brian Flores after the game. I'm sure he's in a chipper mood.
I think we played a more disciplined game. You didn't see the penalties. We had some penalties, but we didn't see the real bad penalties, the false starts, the mental lapses from a penalty standpoint that we've had. There was obviously some miscommunication in some areas, but I think they made some plays. And we didn't. I would say, specifically defensively, and then look, we turned the ball over. They didn't. That always hurts.
Yeah. Oh, I would say so. Yeah, that was not great. Can I tell you the thing that's driving me nuts with Flo? And I put this meme out there yesterday. Some people thought it was too harsh. Others thought it was funny. Where it's the Tobey Maguire putting on the Spider-Man glasses, and somebody's out of focus. It looks like Flores, but then he puts on the glasses, and it turns out to be Philbin. Hilarious tweet, if I do say so myself. But
did you make that? Or
I did make that.
That's pretty good.
I did make that. Not that I'm bragging or anything, meme king. But this conservative Flores thing kind of driving me nuts, because like he used to be big balls Flo his first couple of years,
but that's what I'm talking about defensively. Like, it just seems like they thought, our defense is to the point we can just line up and no.
But why? Like, why does he have this great faith in that defense? Because you're at the 50, and okay, let's keep it moving a little bit, because listen, Leroy, I don't know if you watched Tom Brady for your entire football life, but Tom Brady getting from the 20 to the 50 is about as automatic as it's going to get. So why don't we just save ourselves some time with this whole wasting of giving him a punt? Oh, you're going to pin Tom Brady back? That's what you're going to do here? Nah, Playboy. I think I would have just kept it rolling. Like, your offense has got some kind of momentum going, and he's kicking it away. I'm just like, what's up with conservative Flo?
Pump your brakes, player.
Dude, come on.
You can't just have wait. The conversation we had 2 minutes ago was, we still going to roll Jesse Davis out there?
Oh,
right?
My God.
And then you're going to say, with the very next sentence, why did we keep Jesse Davis out there and go for it?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of
your mind.
I don't have a lot of faith in this team right now, and I'm very confused.
I know, but still, you can't say this guy's a bum. Put him out there to do more bum stuff.
They're all bums. A lot of them.
You're aiding and abetting. You're aiding and abetting a known bum.
If we had the bum guns out, it would be a firing squad right now.
Right. He's a bum. So look, one of the things that has to be just impossible for a coach is this. I don't feel confident we can get the 4th and short and I don't feel confident that our defense can stop Tom Brady. You want to make decisions based on those two facts? Right, exactly. So imagine having 40 seconds to make that decision, and Flo's like, what the
But
hell?
I feel like I know what that decision is last year with him. And I feel like this year he's more concerned. He did this.
This year he had more confidence.
Did this a week ago with he's like, letting Jason Sanders kick field goals. Nah, gonna punt. What's up? Dude, when did you be, what are you, Tony Sperano reincarnated? What is this?
Because I would say this, if I would have any suggestion, is that one of the things that everybody loved and everybody enjoyed was that you could never, ever, ever know what the hell that defense was going to do from week to week. And it was fun watching. It was it was fun watching Dolphins defense.
Sure.
Because they would do so many crazy things and go about it. But I do think as coaches and teams get better, or players change, you can't always do the same things. However, just sitting back and watching, that can't be one of the solutions, right? Sitting back because you think you're better. At some point, you got to realize that ain't us yet, or that just ain't us.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I feel like you have to have somewhat of a feel of where the game is going, and I do
or your
feel
team.
like the better unit out there. Like, it wasn't lighting the world on fire, but they were doing something compared to your defense, which was doing nothing. So, like, what am I going to trust in this element? Like, am I really going to give the ball back to Tom Brady? Like, that's the smart thing to do.
But you hold on. You can't call somebody a bum and then ask the coach, why didn't you rely on that bum?
But dude,
you can't do it.
But there were a cornucopia of bums on the other side. Is that using cornucopia correctly?
Bad game. It was terrible. It was terrible because all this year, right? This whole year I've been saying, all right, at least the defense will keep them close.
Nah.
I can't say that. No,
I think it'll keep them close next week. Like, I think.
Well, that's what we're going to do now.
I think.
Hey, listen. Right now, here's what we're doing. Right now, we on a blind date, and we're looking across the table like, oh, slump buster, right? But what we fail to realize is she looking at you. Oh, slump buster.
Yeah, like I'm looking
this is a battle of the busters right here.
Like they go with it's funny because like they point out in the Sun Sentinel, right? It says so far heading into the games, the Dolphins have played the teams with a combined winning percentage of nearly 60%. All right, 13-9 was their combined record. Patriots 2-3, Bills 3-1, now 4-1. Raiders, Colts, Buccaneers. The remaining 12 opponents have a win percentage of 40.4%. The Jaguars 0-5. Okay, like I feel like the Dolphins should beat the Jaguars. I feel like they should. Even with Jacoby Brissett, I feel like they should. Jaguars are a joke. A joke. Falcons 2-3. I have great faith they can beat the Falcons.
Playing halfway decent.
Then they got the Bills again. We know that's a loss. Chalk it up. The Texans.
Oh, wait. So we playing that's a win, that's a loss during the season?
Yeah. We're revamping.
Thus making hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Thus making the that's a win, that's a loss previous to that null and void.
Facts have changed.
Then why do we play it so early? Why can't we just wait and do it right before the season?
Well, because we could do both.
So you can weed some of these things out. You don't do it when the schedule's out.
Why did you do divisional previews then? Did something change?
The season was about to start.
Oh, really?
The season was about to start.
Oh, really? And has everything worked out the way you thought it would? No, it hasn't.
Besides Kansas City. No. That's not true. I'm pretty close to all of it.
Let me get this cardboard out here. Let me fold up my box.
Washington's not winning their division either.
They're not winning their division what?
They're not winning their division either. Either.
Oh. Gotcha.
Really? That's where we are now. See, the Dolphins got us Oh, everybody just pissed off. Everybody just pissed off.
Ravens 3-1. Lamar Jackson gonna run for 400 that game.
Really?
Jets. I mean, we'll see. Panthers 3-2. I mean, I don't feel great about this schedule they got to go up against. With what I've seen, maybe Tua comes back and they're gangbusters. But with what you've seen, I don't know, man.